whatever way ahead we have for us, it must be about deep kinship with nature, because it's in this that we find everything that it's where we've come from, and it holds us now. And in that peaceful relationship with nature and the understanding of nature, without trying to make it pretty it up, but the understanding that that we belong to this, we are part of that family. I don't know, just out of the camera shot, but just down there under the chair for while I've been talking was this robin. So when we say how do we create things, like how do we feel this kinship with nature, really big for me now is the feeding of the little birds that come near the cabin, and the unhappiness I felt when I had to move from my home, which is 30 meters away, which we had to sell, and the feeling that the birds that I had fed for the last several years I would no longer be able to feed. But then the cabin got built here, and I suddenly thought, well, actually the birds are the same birds, you know. And as I put up the bird table, I suddenly thought they were coming so close. I think they would eat from my hand. So I just one day spontaneously put some food and held my hand out, and this robin just came and landed on my hand. And now every morning they visit, feeds from my hand, maybe half a dozen times, and he lands and sits there, looks around as something, and then his partner, or his or her partner, comes along, but they are a bit more cautious, so they do this hummingbird thing. But you know, and I think the chaffinch will come soon, and I think, you know, they will all. So why is it important? Because the feelings that it brings up in me are just so, like, I'm trusted. You know, this rather dangerous human being that I am, who's done so many things and you know, is not entirely nice. Though I have my saving graces, but you know, I'm trusted by these little creatures, and it's like a blessing every time they feed from my hand. It's just a blessing, and I now this is my morning practice. I, you know, irritate my family by saying in the weekends I've got to get across to Emiku, so I've got to just go, you know, do this first. I just think of how many children, adults, imagine sitting with somebody in business whose decisions influence a lot, and say, you know, every morning, you know, let this little bird come and feed from your hand. What is it, how do you feel? What is it teaching you? What is the story it's sharing with you? What do you see? You know, I think it teaches about responsibility, about appreciation of loveliness. It teaches us about how so much that is extraordinary is happening right under our noses, but we're not aware of. Because I got to know where the nest was and where the fledglings were, and I saw the fledglings, you know, and gradually I start to understand the whole thing that's going on around me, which I had been oblivious to, really. Yeah. I love it. Over this next 10 years, I'd just like to go more and more into this, you know, because I feel graced when I'm in that place.